That's it. So hi. Today I'm speaking to Harry Young, and he's in Madrid. And big congratulations to Harry because he's just got his a job here in Spain after going through a Spanish interview. So hi, Harry. How you doing?
Hello, yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, not too bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Harry. So first of all, before we get into the job, where are you from in the UK, and where are you living at the moment?
So I'm from Yeovil, Somerset in the UK, the southwest, and I'm currently living in Madrid, or to the
And
south of Madrid.
right, brilliant. So how long have you been here, Harry?
So originally I was here in, would have been October 2019, and then I left in July 2020 and came back in December 2020.
Right. So you've got residency here now, then.
I have, yes, yep.
Brilliant, brilliant. So you got in just before the barriers came down.
That's it, yeah, I did, yeah,
Good
pretty
on you.
close call.
Right, so Harry, tell us about what you do here in Spain and what made you get into the line of work you're in here in Spain? Was it something you did in the UK?
Yeah, so I'm here in Spain. I'm a gardener. Well, in England, I was an arborist. So I've come over and I've got 9 years experience doing kind of gardening, tree work, and it's just the next kind of logical step to look for it here in Spain.
Right. So tell us about this interview then. How did it go about? How did you get the interview in the first place? And who's it for? What is the company?
So I just started sending out my CV because I knew I was coming back to Spain in December. I was in Canada, and then when I was in Canada, I just sent my CV to so many companies. It was almost seems ridiculous, really, but kind of every company that appeared on Google on different searches, I just sent my CV, and then yeah, I got a phone call last week saying, "Can you come in for an interview?" Which I did, and then yeah, from there it was. I mean, it was completely in Spanish, but yeah, it went pretty well.
So how is your Spanish? What would you say your level of Spanish is?
Yeah, not great. It could definitely be a lot better, to be honest. But I can understand a lot more than I can speak.
Right.
Which yeah, in some
So they
cases,
asked you questions in Spanish and you responded in Spanish, yeah?
yeah. I mean, I didn't understand everything, but I mean, within like a closed context, I can kind of gather what he's asking, what they're saying, and I can kind of reply accordingly. Just about in my limited knowledge of Spanish.
Brilliant. So when do you start work, or have you started already?
Yeah, so I've already started. So I had the interview on Monday. I was told that I got the job on Tuesday, and I started on Thursday and Friday.
Brilliant, brilliant. And you're happy with the company? They're looking after you?
Yes, I mean, straight away they provided me with my kind of PPE. They've got a nice kind of uniform that we wear. And yeah, they've got my boots, my kind of ear defenders, glasses, everything that I need. And I did have a bad experience when I first got here in December with another company, which they didn't provide anything at all. You know, we were using chainsaws and everything with no helmets, no glasses, and people were using them, which they didn't have a clue what they were doing. But it's just the way that the company wanted you to work, which was not good.
Yeah, things are changing faster now with the health and safety issues and that. So that's good in a way. So you're working with other Spanish guys, or is there anybody else there that speaks English?
Yeah, no one speaks English, which is it can be pretty difficult, especially like communicating. You know, on like a lunch break, it can be tough to kind of have a laugh, but we still manage it.
That's
Um,
brilliant. Your Spanish will improve 10 times faster.
exactly. Even just in the first 2 days, I've picked up so many new words and phrases and things which I would never have heard of before.
I bet a lot of swear words as well you're learning, no?
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, there's a few.
When I had the guys working on my house here, that when you sit down for lunchtime, we're all sitting there having their sandwiches, pretty much the same as back in the UK. You sit there talking about life and the world, and then the dirty jokes come out and the bad language, so you start learning some new words straight away. So it's a bit of an eye opener, isn't it?
That's it.
So you're doing gardening work or tree surgeon work or a mixture?
So for this company, because I've had some back issues, I'm kind of on the ground, but they have a machine, so like a mute that kind of goes up into the tree, which really makes it a lot easier. And it's at the moment we're still clearing up from a storm Philomena, which was here, was it 2, 3, maybe a month ago?
Yeah,
And it caused havoc, especially in Madrid.
yeah,
It's just devastated gardens, parks. So there's still a lot of work to do.
yeah. Brilliant. So, what about the area where you are? It's all based in the Madrid area, is it, or do you get to travel around a lot?
I mean, most of it is like the north, kind of northwest Madrid. I mean, the south, I mean, it's basically where the bigger houses are, the more money is. We're working mainly in the north of
Yeah,
Madrid.
yeah. So, what do you think of Madrid then as a place to live?
I like it. I mean, in the summer, like last year, it was incredible. The heat, I wasn't prepared for the heat at all. Yeah, there's days it was 40 degrees it was yeah it's pretty difficult to get used to it, but I mean I do like Madrid. Lots of parks. You're in central Spain. It's not too far to get around to various places. It's got good train links to Barcelona, Valencia especially, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like the central hub.
Yeah. So as far as work goes at the moment, with the restrictions and that, what's it like? Because a lot of the restrictions are starting to lift at the moment all over Spain in different areas, slowly but surely. Is that affecting your work much?
Yeah, it's not, no. I think with class is it's kind of almost an essential service, especially considering the storm.
Yeah.
So we've never had a problem to get out before, and even when I was here in December with another company, we were working as usual.
So Harry, as far as trying to find work here, British people coming to Spain or members of the group, other members, what advice would you give them if they come here? And as many of them say to me, there's no work in Spain, you can't get work in Spain, and it's even worse for a British person that, like yourself, doesn't speak very much Spanish, but you've done it, you've proven it. So what's the trick? What would you say is the thing that they need to do?
And I'd say first of all, you've got to just take steps in learning the language gradually. I'll be honest, when I first got here in 2019, I didn't really invest any time at all in learning the language, which was obviously it's completely my fault, and that really limits you to the options you have. So I think definitely the first step is to pick up just some phrases that you can try and get by with. It
Yeah.
makes especially local people think you're making an effort, so they could be more willing to help you if you ever need it.
Sure. And then, of course, I mean, the money's not brilliant, as you said earlier to me, that, the money's not brilliant here. And that's not the point, really. The point is you've got a job and you've got experience and everything else that comes along with that. And then, so in time, you have the possibility, if you wanted to set up your own business or go self-employed. But what I tell people is, don't worry about the money. Same as when I first moved here, I was earning on less than half of what I was earning in the UK. But the experiences that I learned and the knowledge that I gained from working with other Spanish people and my Spanish improved dramatically. That's how I started setting up on my own. So really working for the money's not important. The main thing is getting the job and getting the experience. And like yourself, dive in at the deep end. You're immersing with the Spanish people daily, so it's going to open up more opportunities, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. Like you get your foot in the door, and then from here, because I had a business in England doing tree surgery, and I did think about starting up straight away here in Spain. But I mean, looking back, that's a ridiculous option because I'm doing the job now. Yeah, the pay's not great, but I'm getting more contacts. I'm realizing how the work's being carried out here in Spain. It's so much different to the English way of doing things. So I'm learning a lot more, getting some contacts, and just
Sure.
immersing myself in the way it's done.
The thing with the way you're doing it, which I think is brilliant and it's absolutely spot on. When I first came here, I worked for an English company, and I was limited. I was working with mostly English clients. so we hardly did any work for Spanish customers at all. And it wasn't until I went self-employed I realised what a holdback that was for me, because I was limiting my earnings to only half. But once I started working for some Spanish companies, and like yourself, learn the language better and find out where they get their materials from, and you can buy materials and learn their contacts. You're working for both the Spanish and the English, which gives you a much better advantage over probably 80% of the British people that come here and looking for work.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I didn't ask you before. Are you married? You've got family here?
Yeah, so I've got a girlfriend here, so we're living with my girlfriend and her family at the moment. So she's definitely warned me about some of the kind of the bad words I've picked up at work. When to use them and when not to use them.
Yeah.
So we've been together 3 years. We spent a year or two in England, and then we spent a year here in Spain.
Brilliant. So is she going to work here? Does she work here, or plans for that in the future?
Yeah, she's currently on the last part of an internship, which is obviously very, very common here in Spain. But she's going to get a full-time job in May when the internship ends. She's going to stay on with the same company that she's with now.
Brilliant. So the future's looking good for you, even in the situation in Spain at the moment. Hopefully, with the restrictions, I don't think you're going to be short of work, because I've been through Madrid several times, and as you say, there's loads of parks and areas of tree lands and stuff like that, and they do really look after. I mean, here where I live near Almeria Airport, and they're always out trimming the trees and the bushes and that, and it's very well kept, the infrastructure here of the area. So I think you've got a good long career in front of you doing what you're doing here.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, the growing season, it's all pretty quick growing here. They keep everything with the weather. It's they water everything, and it's pretty quick growing, and there's always things to be doing. And like the clear up from Filomena is going to take another month at least to recover the backlog.
Yeah, and better working conditions here. You can be outside in the sunshine rather than the pouring rain of the UK, or especially from where you're from. They get a lot of rain back there in that part of England, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I mean, I keep checking the weather, as I'm sure most of us do back in England. It's absolutely awful. My family, they send me pictures of just the constant rain always coming down, and I just don't miss it at all. Not one bit.
Like yourself, I used to work as a carpenter and builder outside, and I remember in November with my hat and coat and gloves on and my tools getting wet through, sitting in a van with a cup of tea waiting for the rain to stop pouring down the windscreen. Here it's slightly different. You have to put on suntan cream 2 or 3 times before you get outside the van, but I mean, that I can live with. What do you think?
That's it. Yeah, I've got a slight tan already, to be honest. Just in February, I've got a little tan coming on, but it's so much nicer, and it's just pleasant working conditions. I mean, it's still the hard work, but you appreciate so much more when it's the blue sky, the sun every day. It's I don't think I could go back to the UK and work in those conditions again.
It's depressing, isn't it?
It
People
really
say it's
is.
not all about the weather, but when you've lived and worked here a little while after work in the UK, you say maybe it is all about the weather.
Yeah, it definitely is. I just feel happier, when you wake up, it's the blue sky, the sun. I just feel better, to be honest.
Sure. We got cloudy skies here today in Almeria. I don't know what it's like where you are, but the forecast is for bright sunshine later, and tomorrow, if it's cloudy one day, the next day is going to be sunshine. So for sure it's going to be certainly better than the UK's having at the moment.
That's it. Yeah, it's a bit cloudy here, but like you said, it's the last however long it's been sunny, and yeah, I mean, tomorrow, the next day, is going to be back to regular sunshine.
Well, brilliant to talk to you, Harry, and congratulations on your job. And just one last word from you. For people that are saying there's no work in Spain, it's difficult for somebody that's English trying to compete with the Spanish that doesn't speak very good Spanish. What do you say to them?
I say try and think of like get that out your mind, and just, I mean, I've had 3 jobs in 2 months since I've been here, so there is definitely work there. You just gotta just keep going and just don't give up, keep trying, learn the Spanish, send your CV, and just contact everyone and try and get as many people in your that you know and contacts. You know, it all really helps, and it's not as difficult as it seems.
Brilliant. Okay, great. Well, brilliant. Thanks for talking to us, Harry, and I wish you luck in the future. All the best.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us,
David. Thank you.
Right, so I'll cut it off there. I'll post it in the next few days on the blog post, and I'll send you a link so you can have a listen to it. But it's very good. I'm just amazed because, you know, it's come at the right time. People have been so depressed lately with all the restrictions and everything.
Yeah.
And I've had so many personal messages that from people saying, you need to be more realistic, tell people it's difficult and tell this. And then you got this job, and there's somebody else that's a plumber here that's been trying to get working for ages. He's got a job as a plumber, working for a Spanish company. So I'm doing an interview with him in the next few days. You know, it's possible. It's just that most of the people, they don't bother to learn the language, and they don't put their CVs out or try and, you know, somebody said to me the other day, well, I put my CV out, but people don't understand it. I said, you put it out in Spanish? I went, no. What planet are you living on, you know?
Yeah, so what do you expect? I mean, to be honest, I was very lucky. Like, my girlfriend kind of translated my CV. You know, she did all those things for me. So she's been really good. But again, it's just, I mean, you wouldn't go to England and hand your CV out in Spanish, would you? You know, it's...
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Some of the questions I get asked and the things people tell me, you know. So I had a message from someone this morning saying that we've sold their place in the UK. We're so happy. Thanks for all the help and information. We're hopefully coming out in the next couple of weeks. We want to buy a bar in Spain. So I said, have you got residency? No, but we'll sort that out when we get there. I thought, what? Are you not watching the television? Are you not?
Work like that.
Where do I start? Okay.
That's it. Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, it's been pretty difficult to last since this new year, but it's still ways. But I mean, people have really got to. I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, you know, we'll move to Spain, everything's going to be completely turn around. Whereas, yeah, it's not as easy as it seems, but it's definitely not as difficult as it seems either. But I don't know. I think it's
the effort you put in, mate. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
and
I said,
not everybody's willing to do the same things, and you know, that's why some people make it here and some don't. I've seen so many, you know. But anyway, congratulations on that, and thanks for doing this for us. And
right.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Cheers, David.
All the best. Cheers.
Yeah. Bye.